you doing, everybody? Welcome to my channel. This is You Too Can Be Great. This is Real Housewives Potomac season 6 episode 4 review. Going ham at the Pajama Jam. Those of you who have not been getting my notifications, or if you're new to this page, there are a few videos I've posted. Feel free to go check them out. I think I have about 4 new recent videos. Go and check them out. I'm also in the process of making the You Too Can Eat OnlyFans page, where I'm going to be providing recipes and shit. And then I'm also considering having a secondary YouTube channel, because it seems like YouTube may have a tendency to go ahead and click off of some of us content creators without having a reason, and I want to have a problem with having to start over. So I'll let you know progress as time goes by. So let's get into it. We start off with Giselle and Robin meeting up at what it looks like a hair salon to talk. And Robin, of course, is late as hell, probably because she can get her ass out of bed as usual. But then she gets there. Before she gets there, Giselle is talking to us about how because her and Robin are so close, and how because people find them entertaining. I don't know how the hell somebody finds Robin entertaining, but they're thinking about starting a podcast together because she has all the, I guess, all the shade, and Robin has all the, what you call it, the intelligence or whatever, or the stable mind. There was a term she used that made it seem like Robin is a good thinker, and she knows how to articulate herself and make some sense. But half the shit she says sometimes, I feel like she just needs to just shut the fuck up. So I don't know what kind of podcast they're creating, but Robin's already bored. She has no storyline other than inserting herself of whatever the hell Giselle's doing up her ass, like Karen says. So I don't know what this podcast is going to do for her. But we get to Jamal and Giselle. The topic about Jamal and Giselle, she's talking to her friend. He's there, and she's discussing the relationship between her and Jamal. Giselle's discussing the relationship between her and Jamal, and Robin comes in, strolling into the conversation. And Robin gives a comment, her little commentary, talking about how she knew that they weren't really in love, and that she felt like they were gonna break up at some point. But the COVID and the pandemic and the quarantine may have expedited that process. I said, bitch, Miss Cleo and Stevie Wonder could have seen that coming. We knew damn well Giselle and Jamal weren't gonna work. Are you fucking kidding me? Everybody saw that shit coming a mile away, because Jamal can't keep it in his pants, and Giselle is not, she doesn't have a good spirit in my mind. Giselle may be doing all this shit because she's on TV and it's entertaining. I don't know her personally in real life, but there's some of the shit that she does that comes off as bullying, and they both gang up on people. So I can't imagine, maybe she attracted Jamal because their spirits, spirits attract each other. But hell, girl, they were gonna last shit. Robin just didn't have the ball to tell Giselle that that's what it is. She don't have the ball to tell her friend that she didn't want her ass with Jamal anyway. Hell, everybody said it. Then we got them bringing up the fact that Mia called Wendy simple-minded with all her damn degrees. I don't know how simple-minded she, I mean, Wendy can be annoying sometimes, but she is not unintelligent, and she has since the first season she showed up in the show. Make sure she read us how extensively her education is and how much she's earned, and she's not going to be called simple-minded because she earned her right to be called intelligent. Then we get to Giselle saying something like, they felt like while they were at this little gathering last time that Mia didn't have a chance to speak because Wendy kept talking over her. I said, no, bitch, they were arguing. And Wendy was arguing with her, and annoying as Wendy was, if you're arguing with me, bitch, I'm not gonna let you talk, I'm gonna win this argument. But they're using that as an excuse to say, okay, well, let's just text Mia so we can talk to her separately. That's bullshit. This is what they're doing. Wendy and Giselle already have a decent relationship. Robin is two-faced, talks about Wendy in the confessional, but she don't say that shit to her face. After, when she's communicating with Wendy, Wendy will say something and she'll give her little tidbit, but she'll throw shade behind the, the curtains and shit like that. But they feel like Wendy is already on Giselle's side, so they don't have to worry too much about her. New girl Mia was brought into the group by Karen, and Giselle is going out of her way to make Karen public enemy number 1. So if they can now get Mia to be on their side, or at least distance herself from Karen, Giselle can now go on this mantra telling everybody that Karen don't have no friends on the show. She don't have nobody but Ashley is close to her. And if they alienate her enough, Giselle may be able to push her out of the show so she wouldn't have to be a part of the Real Housewives franchise like they did with Monique. And Monique, just the fight was just the last straw. Bullshit. I see right through Giselle and Robin's bullshit. Then Giselle says something like, Karen is not a good judge of character. She said that after she sent the text to Mia, and then told Mia who she can and cannot bring to the meeting, but she brought Robin. Bitch, bye. So you and Robin is your second brain because she don't have one of her own. are gonna sit there and talk to Mia about herself. Mia can't have somebody else to back her up. Y'all got her fucked up. But Giselle said something like, Karen is not a good judge of character. I said, bitch, didn't your ass have kids with Jamal? You have lost all rights on this earth to tell somebody what kind of judge of character they are, because your ass didn't prove to us that your ass don't know how to judge character. Look at Robin's little ass. She don't have a brain of her own. You can just walk all over her and that's what you want. Then you chose Jamal, who walked all over your ass, and that's what you want. You are not a good judge of character either, bitch, so hush. Then we got Mia going over to Karen's house. No, Mia didn't go over to her house. It was Karen making lamb for dinner. And while she's making lamb, you know, her daughter comes on FaceTime and she lets us know that she's been sworn in as an ambassador to her hometown. And her daughter is, of course, very, very supportive. The problem with what I see that Giselle's probably seeing when she's watching the show is Karen's ass is progressive. She has all these businesses she's coming in. She has been very successful. That's why all they can talk about is Ray's penis, because they don't have anything else to say about Karen. And Giselle has tried her business situation, but because of COVID, she ain't doing nothing with it. Then she got that house up in the cut somewhere where nobody can find it, in the boonies somewhere. And the house looked like it was just, I don't know what kind of design it has. It's like one house there, and then she got a whole other house, and she just smacked them together and said, hey, I got me a... Girl, I don't know what the hell, who the hell designed that house on the outside, but look, a hot ass mess on the outside is not inviting or welcoming. Giselle has a lot of jealousy towards Karen. It seems like Karen has everything she wants. Karen is successful. She has a husband that's been with her for years, that has been supportive of her even through hard times. Her man wasn't out there just sleeping with everything in town and embarrassing her ass left and right like she did. And she's been trying to build that and has not. Then when Karen meets people, she's very charismatic. They'll fight. She'll be mature and she'll mend things. Plus, Karen's shade is off the chain. So Giselle is highly jealous. And I think that when she finds out that Karen just got voted for an ambassador for her hometown, she'll throw shade. You know, that town is fucked up anyway. Shit, why would she? She might as well, because they don't know what they're talking about, because Karen is not a good she gonna do all that shit. Then we have Mia. We get to see her in her joint chiropractic business, and seeing her in her natural element, bossing people around, letting us know that she has three more, I guess, locations being built right now as we speak. She seems to be a hard worker. She seems to be, you know, going there and getting things in order, making sure that they're training people and hiring people the way that they're supposed to, things like that. But while this shit is going on, her husband calls her, because now her husband has become a house husband. And he's complaining that their son was expecting her to take him somewhere, and she promised she would take him somewhere. This is like the fourth time she said she would do it, and her ass ain't there to do it. And I can understand the disappointment that a child can feel when the mother seems to be, or the parent, when either parent seems to be occupied with their job more than being at home. You can feel it as a child, because you're gonna feel like they don't care enough about you, and that's what their attention is on, their job. But I also feel like the husband is complaining, because I'm pretty sure he's feeling like, not only are the kids missing you, I'm at home being, you know, stay-at-home dad, doing everything. Like, you know, so I'm getting older. I would like to have my wife at home and do stuff like family does. But Mia's over here complaining. I said, Mia, you gotta be careful for your ass up a divorce again. I get that you're a businesswoman, but you're gonna learn how to balance both, because Karen is balancing both, catering to her husband when Ray was complaining that he wasn't getting attention. Child, you better do the same thing. Then we got Robin and new girl Askala and Wendy Silicone decided to go working out, because Robin wants to work out to get herself from being too lazy to hop out of bed, because Juan, her basketball coach, has been complaining that it is not attractive for her ass to be sitting in bed. But she said the pandemic made her lazy, so now she wants to get herself back together by working out. So they all meet up to work out, and once they're done, Candace ass calls, inviting them to a pajama jam at her house. And she said that she's gonna invite Big Feet Mia as well, but she names all the people she's gonna invite, but Ashley is not one of them, and I'm gonna touch on that one later. Then Robin decides to ask Escala while they're now walking about their last gathering and what she thinks, and Escala gives her opinion that she thinks that Mia is messy, so she calls her Messy Mia. Now, in the midst of all this, simultaneously, Mia goes to Karen's house, and Mia decides to tell Karen about the text Robin and Giselle sent her about them meeting up and excluding her. They start laughing about it, which I would laugh shit. And then Robin is telling, on the other side of the line, Robin is telling Wendy and Escala what the response was. It says something like, hi, Giselle. Mia said something like, hi, Giselle. Unless you want to discuss business, we have nothing to talk about. I'm a hook. I can hook you up to my, basically, I can hook you up to my assistant if you feel like you wanted to talk. I was like, this was some serious shade, because it's almost like, bitch, I don't have time for you. Let me just go on and have my assistant look at my schedule and find time for you, because I'm just busy and booked. And she did that because she wanted to make a point. Don't invite me to shit and tell me who I can and cannot bring because I don't move like that. Robin, she wasn't even talking, she specifically said hi Giselle. Robin, I guess, like I said, Giselle's second brain and always makes herself look like an ass because Giselle was smart enough to keep her mouth shut. Robin was not smart enough to keep her mouth shut, which is why I don't understand how her ass would be in the podcast anyway. She makes dumbass decisions. She said, I couldn't let this go. Bitch, you should let it go. Because she now wrote to Mia talking about how she didn't understand her rude response. She doesn't know what they did to deserve it. And Mia then responds to Giselle, who I basically answered to, bitch, I don't know who you are. You're a non-factor. I don't even respect your ass. And of course, Robin didn't have shit to say. So Mia's reading this to Karen and letting Karen know what's going on because obviously Mia is friends with Karen and she's not about to let this woman just boot Karen out and keep her there or try to do some shit. Mia is a free thinker on her own and she's not about to be a pushover. Then Robin decides to blame Karen for Mia's free thinking behavior. And I said, Robin, you will blame Karen for the earthquake, for a tsunami, for somebody else's problem in a third world country when she ain't even there. Robin is trying to find fault in Karen because she feels like that's her way of getting back at Giselle. Hell, if Monique was still in the season, Robin will blame everything on Monique. She's just trying to find somebody to blame. Robin will blame everything on this woman. Hell, she didn't even know that Mia sent that text until Mia was talking to her. Robin, shut the fuck up. You just sound stupid as hell. Then we have Candace's Pajama Jam. And Karen decides to ask Robin when she gets there about her non-existent wedding that we have yet to see after, I don't know what, 5 seasons. And she gives an excuse saying that she don't want to have a super spreader wedding. Bitch, I had a super spreader wedding, okay? Do nobody catch COVID? It's very simple. You can have everybody who's coming take a COVID test. You can have them all show up within 72 hours, prove it if they want to come or not. It's free to go and get a damn COVID test. Number 2, all that shit that you saying, why don't you tell him that Juan told your ass that he does not find you attractive? That's the reason he's not rushing this damn wedding. Don't sit up here and make Karen feel bad for asking you a legitimate question. We've been waiting for this wedding, this relationship to progress for 6 seasons now because we're on season 6, bitch. So it's not that you don't want to have a super spreader. You just don't want to tell everybody that your husband doesn't find you your husband, or actually your never husband again, or what's the right term to use, because they were married, she divorced him for cheating, then she chose to try and build something because they were living in the same house fucking and not really together, and then now he proposed to her, but now they're lagging. It might take another 5 more seasons before they actually walk down the aisle, but right now Juan ain't attracted to your ass. Now Candace decides to, everybody shows up and Candace lets everybody know that she purposely, I put purposely for that, forgot to invite Ashley because Ashley's probably out there, having, dilating right now, about to have her baby, which she was about to have her baby, but still, Candace, stop lying. Ashley, if y'all recall, wrote a statement on behalf of Monique during the lawsuit after Monique whooped Candace's ass. And Candace felt like it was a betrayal and she told her, fuck you, Ashley. So just like she had issues with Karen, Candace is going to have issues with Ashley choosing to support a woman that she doesn't feel should go to jail for just, tapping your ass a little bit. She has children. It's not like she out there, commits some serious crime, girl. And her character is not so horrible. Y'all got a girl fight. It happens sometimes. Y'all lost your temper. She lost her temper. And with your mouth, you can push people to lose their temper. It happens. People have girl fights all the time. I've had girl fights with my with my sisters when we were younger. Shit like that. It happens. I'm not about to sit up there and throw your ass in jail because of it. Well, except if I don't really like you, but Ashley like Monique, so hell, Candace, she preferred Monique over you. Hell, you raised a little butter knife to her face. Shit, she did what she did. But that's the main reason why Candace did not invite Ashley. It wasn't necessarily that she forgot. Obviously, she's still holding a grudge. Then Giselle now decides that it's time to confront Mia, who now comes into the conversation. Listen, they're talking about her, about the text message. And then while Mia is trying to explain herself, Ascala's unimportant ass decides to insert herself. That was really rude. Bitch, nobody care about your opinion. You're basically new to this situation, and if you continue to pick on Mia, who's very blunt and who tells you how she feels, she'll read your ass to filth. But of course, Mia says, how many businesses do you have? Ascala says, I have several. And she says, well, while you own a company, do you let anybody come and tell you what to do? Robin was so salty. That's, she broke. She always broke. She always got something going on with her. And by the way, I know Giselle is always talking about Karen and what Karen's doing and how Karen's business is not working, all the stuff that she's doing. But y'all know that Jamal had it while she was dating her, or I think while she was dating him, or at some point there was a little article that came out saying that Jamal got hit with a $759,000 tax lien. So I don't know, Giselle. Giselle and Robin, I don't even know what to do with those two. They're like one brain. They're sharing. They're one brain, split it in half, put this half in here, put this half. It's not complete. Because we're sitting up here, Robin's salty ass is trying to go after Mia, but Mia is doing everything and paying her dust. Because just like Monique did, you have a way of inserting yourself where ain't nobody talking to you, bitch. So just sit there and shut up. Then we have Prosecco Pong by Candace, and of course Never Have I Ever game coming up. Mia then sets Giselle off to the side to talk to her, and full of shit, Giselle says something like, you know, I invited you out of the kindness of my heart. That's bullshit. You invited her because you thought she would be stupid enough to come to whatever drinks with you alone, with you and your little minion over there, and exclude Karen so you can say whatever you want to say about the woman that you clearly don't like. Because the first time Mia was there, Giselle was going after Karen and Karen was going after Giselle, so clearly she knows you don't like her ass. So why the hell would I come to lunch and you're telling me that I cannot bring the person who brought me into the group bitch by? So you sitting up here saying something like you did out of kindness. You did not do it out of kindness of your heart. You did it as a strategy, bitch. You're focusing a lot of attention on Mia this season for a reason, okay? So I'm not going for that bullshit. But Mia was like, okay, I need to work on, you know, how my delivery, all that stuff. I said, girl, bye, you did just fine. Then they're doing Never Have I Ever. And of course, Mia's vaginal rejuvenation / clitorotomy topic comes back up. It seems like in the beginning, they brought up the clitoris rejuvenation or her getting her clit done. Now they wouldn't let that go. I'm almost feeling like some of these ladies are jealous that someone got her clit done. Maybe she made it bigger. Maybe she made it more sensitive so she could have multiple organs. I don't know what she did to that thing. But leave her clit alone, okay? She can do whatever she want with it. But they brought it up. And then they also talked about never have I ever had threesomes. And of course, Mia is the only one that rose her hand that she's had threesomes. If Ashley Ass was there, she would rose her hand to shit. But nobody else wanted to. And even if they did, they don't want to sit up here and admit that they did. Wendy in the confessional said the only threesome she having with her husband is her husband, and her damn wig. I said, well, to each his own, girl. But Mia explains to us that she didn't really participate in the threesome, that her husband, she basically sat in a corner with a glass of wine while her husband was, you know, pumping his, you know, literally busting a nut in some other girl. I'm like, well, would I be able to do something like that? No. Hell no. I am very selfish. I'm very greedy. I don't like to share. I'll probably punch that bitch in her face the moment she even goes close to my husband's lips. I am not comfortable with another woman touching my husband. I earned it. As soon as I married him, he is mine. If you dust his ass to fingerprints, all you find is me and me alone. Would I want some other heifer who did not work as hard as I did for this man, who did not tolerate some of the annoying times I tolerated, who did not sit up there through the hard times, sit up there getting the reward of his penis as big as it is? Hell no, you don't deserve that because you didn't even work for it. You know, go find your own. How about that? So no, threesomes are not for me. It's just not, unless it's a sex toy involved. But you know, that's as good as get. But that one doesn't have a head. So no, I cannot. That's not something I'm okay with. But kudos to Mia for doing that, because I don't even think my husband would even dare ask me that. I would just look at him like, you just said something blasphemous. Go to hell. Like I don't even respond to that. That's just how I am. But they flash forward to Ashley. Ashley is officially in labor, and the kind of pain that she was going through makes me never want to have kids. But FYI, I've been saying that I was tired. I've been saying that I needed some time. I've been saying that I look a hot mess because I just don't have any energy to put on makeup and do all that stuff I would normally do. I am tired because I am knocked the hell up. For those of you who've been here for a long time, you know that the first time that this happened to me was around March of this year, and I was unfortunate. I had a miscarriage shortly after. So it was a very disappointing thing for me. And I was really worried because I also had to have fibroid surgery. Now, the fibroid is back. After all that cutting open they had to do, after all that basically C-section cut they had to do to get these 3 fibroids at the size of a freaking grape out my dick. They were the size of, like, I think they said a grapefruit, and I had 3 of them. And I had to be cut, and I was in surgery for 4 hours late last year, and I had to recover, and I was told that if I don't hurry up and start having children, I'm gonna have to lose my uterus, and I can't have kids after that. So I ended up trying, had a miscarriage, and then got so down, so depressed that it wouldn't happen for me. Then I got pregnant again, and I'm right at the edge of my 2nd trimester. I'm just praying that my baby is healthy, and because I'm doing a genetic test just to make sure my baby comes out okay. I'm really just praying everything works out. This is my portion. But while I went to the doctors to get everything checked out, make sure everything's good, the fibroid is back. It's small. it's not as big as the other one, and they said it's not affecting the baby, but it comes back and it's back. So I'm hoping that it doesn't affect me in the future. But just so y'all know, those of you who guessed, kudos to you. But for me, I'm knocked up, and that's the reason why sometimes I was so tired I couldn't even do a video. So hopefully the second trimester is coming up and right around the corner. I can have more energy. That's what everybody tells me, because this type of fatigue is off the chain. I really don't know how people, I feel, I was almost pissed off at my husband that why the hell am I the one to carry this baby? It is so unfair, because I was such an invalid. I wasn't able to do shit. But I'm told I'll get energy in the second trimester, and then the third trimester, I'm gonna be tired as hell. But the way that Ashley was exhibiting this pain and crying, that is not my portion. I know I'm having a C-section, and I know to God they're gonna do it before I have a contraction, because the stories I've heard, people are like, oh, the pain is so bad, you die and the pain will bring you back to life. I said, well, how many times you died? Like, it was just, no ma'am. So anyway, that was the end of this episode. The episode wasn't that good. I hope this review was a lot better. But they did show what's gonna happen next week, and it seems like Wendy is gonna try to use all her husband's money and wipe him out, trying to start her business instead of the ones that she didn't claim she got when she was working for John Hopkins that she was at? And all the newscast she does, she's using her husband's money to do her business. And on top of that, we still have the Mia issue, because she's still trying to get along with people. And I didn't really see a lot of the what's going to happen next week aside from the Wendy situation. But that's it for this review. Again, I'm going to be doing You Too Can't Eat OnlyFans page, and I'm going to be setting up a second YouTube channel. And I'll let y'all know in my future reviews when that's available for you to go ahead and subscribe. See y'all later. Have a good evening. Bye.